days left until the Denison Yellow Jackets take their third straight shot at the state title. This Saturday's clash with Marque should be a good one, especially with some bad blood boiling over the game site and two straight Yellow Jacket blowout losses to the Cougars. Region 10's Michael Jenkins has more on Saturday's showdown.
It's the third straight year they'll meet for the state 4A title. Denison and Marque have quickly become bitter playoff rivals. The Jackets have come away empty-handed over the past two meetings, and this year they plan on turning that around.
It's really important to us to win this title because we work so hard for it, and we stay out here all night and, you know, miss our families and all that, but it's really important for us.
If the truth were known, this might be where the Marque game is won or lost. On the practice field, Coach Bob Brown has said all season long that you play how you practice. And now the Jackets are practicing for their biggest game of the entire season.
Without a doubt, I think that's always the missing ingredient whenever you find yourself losing a football game. Is that the kids didn't practice well. And, you know, and I think our kids realize that as much as we coaches.
That work ethic has led Denison to a perfect 15-0 record, a #1 ranking, and yet another shot at the state championship. And at the right time, they're playing their best football of the season.
I want to go down there and just embarrass them like we've been doing to everybody else. I just want to go out there and just let them have 0 points, 0.
He'll leave that up to Josh Gibson, part of the Jackets defense that has pitched 2 shutouts in the past 2 games.
That's everybody's goal, not only just the seniors, just the wins. Last game of the season, last game of most of the seniors' lives. That's what we want to do, is just win it.
And the Jackets feel this is the year to do just that. In Denison, Michael Jenkins, Region 10 Sports.
Thanks for that report, Michael. We'll keep covering the Jackets all week long as they prepare for the big game.
Game number 2 of the 1997 Texas Bowl doubleheader. It's the 4A Division II state championship. The Marque Cougars, the 2-time state champs, take on the Denison Yellow Jackets. Craig Way along with Bucky Richardson with you, and these two teams know each other all too well, Bucky. Marque can brag about 2 state championships, the back-to-back footballs they're passing out, but they're going to take on a very difficult opponent in Denison today, paced by one terrific running back.
Well, Chris Robertson is a first-team All-State selection. He's gained 100 yards in 24 of 26 games, and the crazy thing about it is, last year he was a third stringer, so he's come a long way and he's turned into a great player.
Well, they also have an outstanding two-way player who can play tough defense and make catches on offense in Aaron Hunt.
Aaron Hunt, big guy, 6'4", 215 pounds, first-team All-State selection as well, and he leads the team in receptions. His intensity sets the tone for that Yellow Jacket defense, which, by the way, only gives up 7.5 points a game.
Well, the Marque Cougars aren't the 2-time defending state champs for nothing. They have talent year in, year out, and that includes this twin tailback tandem led by Dwayne Goins.
You bet. Dwayne Goins, Jerron Reed. Goins the speed back, Reed the power back, both 2 of the state's top recruits. They're exciting to watch.
Well, they also have a very tough defense as well. This year's edition is called the Black Storm, like the Black Rock or any of the other editions of the Marque Cougar defense.
Well, yeah, they are called the Black Storm defense, but if you ask Coach Waddell, he'll say it's the no-name defense. Somebody different every week seems to step up and make the big play. Coach Waddell will tell you it takes a great defense to win state championships.
A lot of keys going into this contest this afternoon, and we check in with our Jim Knox, who will be down on the sidelines.
All right, Craig, there's no doubt Denison wants to run the football. Why not? They have Chris Robertson in the backfield, but Chris Robertson would also be the first to tell you he wouldn't have over 2,000 yards rushing and 35 touchdowns on the season if it wasn't for that offensive line. They're big, they're physical, and they also have an all-stater on that offensive line. Chad Carlat, he's the big one. He's 245 pounds, and they love to run behind him. Meanwhile, on the Marque side of the ball, they feel like they have something very instrumental in their victory today. It's called the 12th man. That's right. They've come the short trip down Highway 45 to root the Marque Cougars on to another state championship. Will they get it? Well, we will soon see. It's Marque against Denison for the Class 2 4A championship, and it's coming up next.
Game 2 of the Texas Bowl doubleheader here in Houston prepares to kick off as Lamarque will take on Denison. Now, the Lamarque Cougars getting used to this Astrodome stuff. They played 3 state championship games now. This will be their 3rd in 4 years under the dome roof, and getting to the state final has become an annual goal for this Lamarque Cougar ball club. All you have to do is ask head coach Alan Waddell about their yearly goals.
Our goal was to get into the playoffs. We felt like when we were a playoff team, we would be a very good playoff team, because the characteristics of our teams in the past is we've always gotten better as the playoffs went along. And I think that's what you have to do to be a state champion. I think you have to get better during the playoffs. That's what separates possibly the team with the most ability from the state champion. The state champion is going to be a team that gets better as the year goes along, as the playoffs go along. And we've been that type of team this year.
They have conceivably been that type of team just about every year. In the 1990s, they reached the 4A state final in 93 and 94, lost to Stephenville in 93 in Austin, lost to Stephenville here in the Astrodome in 94, and they haven't lost in the title round since, beating Denison here 2 years ago, and then at Texas Stadium last year, winning over the Yellow Jackets again. But as we've pointed out, this is quite a bit different, a Denison ball club, not only because of the outstanding ground game and Chris Robertson, but because this football team not only has been winning, they've been winning just about every week, and they have been getting better and better each week, according to head coach Bob Brown.
But, I think the thing that we probably do the best is my coaching staff really works hard to get better every week. You hear that from a lot of coaches, but that's really the secret to it, is find ways to get better every week.
Well, they've had impressive roads in getting here to the state championship round. Denison knocking out Brewer High of White Settlement just outside Fort Worth. Then they beat the perennial powerhouse Stephenville, had one really tough test. They were down 10-9 to Andrews in that ball game before coming back to win. And then they have been most impressive, blanking the then second-ranked Sweetwater Mustangs 39-0 and shutting out Mount Pleasant in the state semifinals a week ago 42-0. Lamarque also has been impressive, and they really haven't been challenged that much. They did beat West Orange Stark 23-12, a state-ranked and unbeaten Stark ball club. Rumbled past Little Cypress Mauriceville, the runner-up to West Orange Stark out of their district, and then meeting Cal Allen High out of the Corpus Christi area for the 5th straight year. They vanquished the Wildcats for the 5th straight year. Beat them down in Corpus Christi this time, 13-3, as they held Cal Allen to its lowest point total in 12 years. So the defense doing the job for Lamarque, and that one Bucky Richardson. But these are two teams that excel on both sides of the football, and that leads us into the keys to today's game.
Well, Denison's got to slow down Dwayne Goins. He's a big-time player. He's recruited by all the Division I schools. He's averaging 9 yards a carry and 20 yards of reception. Denison's got to slow him down, and Denison needs to control the football. Coach Brown said the last 2 years they have not done a good job controlling the ball early and getting into an offensive rhythm. They've got to do that today. For Lamarque, contain the kicking game. Denison's Dwayne Gentry had 2 punt returns for touchdowns. Special teams could be a big reason why one team wins or loses, and score in the red zone. A stingy Denison defense. You just don't know how many opportunities you're going to get in the red zone. You got to make them count.
As we near the start of today's game, there is Alan Waddell, who has done so much with this program. Coached at Victoria, turned their program around, came to Lamarque, and fashioned a state championship ball club. And he says there's nothing quite like this time of year. I'll tell you what, he has been on the job since very early July, when Alan and his coaching staff gathered in Fort Worth to coach the South All-Star squad in the high school All-Star game in Fort Worth. And after the Southwestern Bell All-Star game, they went right into work and preparing for the season, and they just haven't let up. He said after today, win or lose, everybody's going to take a day off. Let's go down to Jim Knox.
All right, Craig, keep your eyes on Terrence Riddick, Denison quarterback. Believe it or not, what a track record he has. Only 2 losses since he took over the starting job for Denison a couple of years ago. Of course, that loss came against Lamarque last year in the state championship game, and another loss coming against Atlanta. Now, Terrence also told me he has worked hard in the offseason to improve his passing game. He thinks he can have a good passing game today, as well as Robertson in the backfield. That should be a nice 1-2 punch, and he thinks Denison will prevail for the 4A championship.
All right, Jim, thank you. There's Bob Brown who also has built the powerhouse in Grayson County. And they rolled through district play unbeaten. Denison wearing the yellow jerseys today, and Lamarque in that home deep, deep blue. As we've mentioned, this is the 5th consecutive trip to the state championship round for the Lamarque Cougars. That is a record in Class 4A, and you see they, after the first 2 years going up against Art Briles' juggernaut from Stephenville, they righted the ship and have defeated Denison in back-to-back seasons and now take on the Jackets one final time. Denison has won the toss and has deferred the option to the second half, and so the Cougars will get the football first. And there's the official indication. And it will be Lamarque getting the football first. Captains Dwayne Goins, Roderick Johnson, and Mike Pine set out there. And for the Yellow Jackets, Jamal Hull representing the team for Denison. Dwayne Goins feeling very good about it. Special key to the city being presented today to Bob Brown and Alan Waddell. You know, there was a very interesting story. A lot of folks probably heard about it, that there was confusion over just where the state championship game was to be played. The two coaches got together and had tentatively agreed on Kyle Field and College Station, had actually agreed on Kyle Field and College Station as a neutral site, unaware that the University Interscholastic League rule calls for a continuation of the home and home on the coin flip. In other words, 2 years ago, Lamarque won the coin flip, got to host the game here in the Astrodome. The reciprocal half of that deal last year at Texas Stadium, and under UIL rules, if they continue to meet, you continue the home and home, meaning they would continue on with the flip, and that means coming right back down here to Houston. And there was some discussion about it, a little bit of controversy, but both head coaches say it's all behind them now, and they're ready to concentrate on football.
Craig, I think both coaches just wanted what was best for their team. Obviously, for Coach Brown and his Yellow Jackets, it would be better for them and their fans to play at Kyle Field. And, of course, Coach Waddell and the Lamarque faithful would like it no other place in the Astrodome. But, you know, you're right. You go back to the rule and you do what the rules say, and you put it behind you. And both coaches said, you know, this week is about the kids. It's not about us.
As the Lamarque Cougars and Denison Yellow Jackets stand ready, we have the national anthem. Kickoff and a big crowd. A few folks have hung around from the 5A game, but many, many more have poured into the Astrodome for this second of the Texas Bowl doubleheader. 4A Division II title round as Lamarque tries to make it 3 in a row. And as the Yellow Jackets get set to go, Lamarque will have the football first. And Dwayne Goins will be the deep man for the Lamarque Cougars. Kickoff coming. Robert Lay ready to send this one into play in the 4A Division II State Championship. Roman numeral 3, Denison is underway. And the return coming out over the 20-yard line from Mario Whitaker of 18 yards. Takes it out over the 22. We take a look at the Lamarque Cougar offense. Quarterback Roderick Johnson, the senior, had spent some time injured this year, but came back last week and has been effective when he's been out there. 63% completion, 11 touchdowns, and the 5 interceptions. The Cougar offensive line, all seniors, a veteran offensive group at the tackles and the guard spots and at center as well. First and 10 Cougars. And it is Goins who gets the call on first down, and running room not there. Daniel Vogel made the tackle for a loss of 4 yards. There's the offensive line we were telling you about from Lamarque, all seniors. Joey Werner, the center and anchor of that offensive line. Karn, Lee, McNair, and Newsom. Dwayne Goins and Patrick Gilbert in the backfield. Gilbert they'll throw the football to on occasion. Blair Billick, Jonathan Cooper, Will Smith. They'll go 2 tight ends quite often as well. Second down at 14 after the loss of 4. This time with a running play for Goins, and Michael Phelps makes the tackle. It's a 3-yard gain, and it brings up 3rd down and 11 for Lamarque. Denison Yellow Jacket defense. We told you about Aaron Hunt. 29 tackles Aaron Hunt has made behind the line of scrimmage in the playoffs alone. Andrew Keener, Michael Phelps, and Adam Chacho. Big part of that defensive front. Paul Howard, Josh Gibson, Daniel Vogel is somewhat the rover, and Tim Bilbrey also the linebacker, and Jamal Hall, Antoine Duncan, and Ronnie Braxton in the secondary. 3rd and 11 for Denison, or for Lamarque rather, and on the throw, Johnson getting rid of it. Looked for Jonathan Cooper, couldn't find him there, and Lamarque will have to give up the football. Paul Howard coming with the pressure. And of course, it was a year ago at Texas Stadium on the 3rd play from scrimmage. Roderick Johnson found Jonathan Cooper for 53 yards and a touchdown. Denison was ready this time, and the Yellow Jackets will get the football after the punt of Aaron May. May, a senior, and back deep to receive the kick, Antoine Duncan, and that was very nearly blocked, but the kick is away by May, and will roll to the 44-yard line, and Denison is going to start in excellent field position after a 34-yard punt by May and no return. Yellow Jackets offense is directed by their senior quarterback, Terrence Riddick, as Bob Brown sends his team onto the field. Riddick, the senior, has thrown for over 1,000 yards and completed 51% of his passes this year. And the Jackets operate from their 44. The lone setback is Robertson. And it is Chris Robertson on first down, and the ball comes loose. And that's Lamarque on the football. A turnover on the first offensive play. And Anthony Ellis comes up with the fumble recovery, the senior defensive end for the Cougars.
We'll take a look, just a counter play. Don't know the number, looked like number 17 for Lamarque. Comes up, Mike Pineset. Free safety. Coach Waddell will tell you he's got a linebacker mentality. And talking to him yesterday, I asked him, are you going to come up and hit somebody today? He said, yeah, you bet, just watch.
You can always count on Mike Pineset to deliver a hit, and he did there. Turnover, gives the ball to Lamarque. Cougars have it at the Denison 39. And from the shotgun, Johnson, under pressure, gets rid of the football, but he can't get it to the open man Goins because he had Paul Howard in his face and Aaron Hunt also offering pursuit.
Well, these two teams come out with all kinds of intensity. You can see here, Paul Howard coming right up the middle, untouched. But again, Roderick Johnson being real smart. He did it a few plays ago, throwing the ball away. I don't have anybody down the field. Let's not make a big, stupid mistake this early in the ball game.
Lamarque has run 4 offensive plays total and have had -1 yard. And only about a half a yard there, if that. Dwayne Goins stopped by Michael Phelps, the senior tackle for the Yellow Jackets. So the Denison defense goes right back to work after the Yellow Jacket turnover, and it brings up 3rd down. And still 10 needed for a Lamarque first down. Dwayne Goins suffered a cut in a tendon between the thumb and forefinger, but was said to be okay and ready for work. 3rd and 10 for Lamarque. And from the shotgun, Johnson again under pressure, finds Cooper, and Cooper does a great job to break tackles and still on his feet inside the 20-yard line. 22 yards. Jonathan Cooper made sure he had the first down. And Bucky, watch the moves that Jonathan Cooper makes here after he catches the football.
But Jonathan Cooper has got great instincts. He doesn't have the size. That's probably why you don't hear a whole lot about him. But you can see here he's got a great feel for the game. He's got a good feel how to avoid tackles, make people miss. He's an exciting player.
Cougars have it at the Yellow Jackets 17. And this is Goins. And Dwayne Goins, with his first carry of any significance, picks up 3 yards for Lamarque. Ronnie Braxton, the free safety, made the tackle. Here you see his numbers for the year, and look at that yards per carry average.
Craig, he's averaging 9 on the ground and 20 when they decide to throw it to him. So he's a exciting, big-time player.
Has only been able to accumulate a total of 2 yards on his first 4 carries here, but he had 3 there. 2nd and 7. From the eye. This time it's the fullback, Gilbert. And Patrick Gilbert, or rather that's Tim Parker. Parker, the junior, who has filled in capably when Dwayne Goins has been out of the lineup. You'll see Parker here.
Take a look at Aaron Hunt. This is why he's first team All-State, folks. He can make plays, fighting off blockers, putting his arms around the ball carrier, and coming up with a big tackle.
Brings up now 3rd and 6 for Lamarque. 4 minutes into this one and scoreless in the 4A Division II Texas Bowl. Johnson with the draw to Goins, and Dwayne Goins is going to be stopped short of the first down by Daniel Vogel. The 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up 4th down and about 4 yards needed for the first down.
Tried to use a little deception here, fake the screen play, out to the split end, draw play right up the middle to Goins. Denison does not bite on it at all.
So Lamarque will try to settle for 3. Aaron May has connected on 8 field goals this year. This will be a 27-yarder out of the hold of Clint Lawson. Good snap by Mark Waddell, the deep snapper and coach's son, and the 27-yard field goal is good. Lamarque does get the first points on the board after the Denison turnover. It's 3-0 Cougars. You get a good look at DeJuan Gentry, who will return the kick, and this is one dangerous guy.
Well, he certainly exploded last week. 2 touchdowns, only a sophomore, and that's one of my keys to the game for Lamarque. They've got to control and contain this guy. Special teams is every bit as important as offense and defense, and a couple of punt returns for touchdowns will get you beat.
Kickoff by May is high and short, and a fair catch called for, and May just shy of the 40-yard line by Nick Bowers. And that's where the Jackets will operate their second possession, even though they only snapped the football 1 play on that first one because of the fumble by Chris Robertson. There's Terrence Riddick, the quarterback for Denison. And that Yellow Jackets offensive line, all seniors and a junior, will show it to you after this play on 1st and 10. Robertson, the deep back. 5 minutes into this one. Tight end Michael Pugh in motion and movement there. Eddie Baker, the right tackle, might have brought Calvin Bradley, the junior right tackle, off sides. Now the offensive line, Shane Jurgen, Chase Archer, Chad Carlett, Kyle Sylvester, and Eddie Baker, the man who just came out of the three-point stance. Chris Robertson, Ronnie Braxton, the backs. Tight end is Aaron Hunt, Nick Bowers, and Antoine Duncan, and quite often they'll go to a second tight end, Michael Pugh. So it's 1st and 15 for the Yellow Jackets after the procedure call. And here once more is Robertson, and nothing there. Right at the line of scrimmage and hit hard, and the man who hit him for the Lamarque Cougars was Mike Pineset, the safety. Defensive front, Gabe Williams, Calvin Bradley, David Stewart, and Anthony Ellis, who recovered the fumble by Robertson on the first offensive play. Jeff Dunker, John Solomon, Greg Hayes, the linebackers, and Pat Howard, the rover. In the secondary, Lewis Pineset, the hard-hitting free safety, and Justin Murray. Second down and 15 yards needed. Riddick to throw, incomplete, and that looked like it was tipped. Knocked out a play by Greg Hayes, the outside linebacker, who had the coverage on Marcus Walker, the junior flanker. Bob Brown has his team unbeaten this year, 15-0. And number one since early in the season when both Lamarque and Texas City lost regular season games. 3rd and 15 for the Yellow Jackets. And it's Robertson on the run, and maybe 4 or 5 yards. Chuck Ferguson, the middle linebacker, on the tackle, but Denison will be forced to give up the football, this time on the punt, as the Black Storm defense comes calling.
Well, this Denison offense isn't used to being in 3rd and long, and I tell you what, Lamarque likes that. Terrence Riddick, above average passer, likes to run, move around, good athlete, but it's hard to convert 3rd and longs, and Denison's got to do a better job of getting some yardage on 1st down.
Michael Pugh, the senior tight end, you'll also see him on defense, is the Denison punter. And Lamarque sets up the return. Kicking away from Patrick Gilbert is Pugh, and this ball will carry deep inside the 20. What a nice roll it gets for Denison. All the way down to the 9-yard line. That's a 51-yard punt. Michael Pugh did an excellent job of kicking it away from Patrick Gilbert, and it rolls dead at the 9-yard line. 5 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's Lamarque leading Denison 3-0. Here in the first quarter, and this is Jerron Reed on 1st down, and Reed takes it up close to the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 6 yards. Tackle made by Josh Gibson, the middle linebacker. Let's check in with Jim Knox down on the sideline.
All right, Craig, I don't know if you and Bucky have noticed, but there's something missing from this game. That's the Denison band. Word has it their bus broke down. Now, the last time that happened, believe it or not, took place in 1995. Denison was on the way to play Lamarque here at the Dome for the state championship. They didn't make the game because their bus broke down. But the outcome of the game, Lamarque won big. Hopefully, it won't be deja vu as far as Denison fans are concerned with today.
There's a little bit of deja vu. Jerron Reed on the run for the 1st down as he takes it for 8 yards. And a Lamarque Cougar 1st down. That is kind of strange not seeing the Denison band here.
Take a look at the center here for Lamarque, number 62, Joey Warner. This is his 3rd state championship he started in. And not very many centers across this state can say that. And he heads that offensive front for Lamarque. We can see here Reed, more the power back, Goins more the speed back. They complement each other very well.
A 13-yard gain for Jerron Reed. And Lamarque operates from its 29. Johnson under pressure gets the pass away. And upfield is Patrick Gilbert, and Gilbert takes it all the way out to the 44-yard line. And in fact, they'll give him the 45. It was 16 yards on the carry, but we also had a flag down on the field. And this one may go against the Cougars.
Procedure on the offense.
Les Opperman gives the call, and that flag came pretty quickly, and that will wipe out an otherwise nice play for Lamarque to get all the way out to the 45-yard line. So Johnson and the Cougars will go back to work, and we go back to Jim Knox.
Craig, another special guest. This is Charles Jenkins with Gatorade, and you guys are involved with a special award with Texas high school football, right, Charles?
Yes, exactly. We're very, very proud to be awarded with a program that really acknowledges the coach, to let him know that he's more than X's and O's, and that they are very viable into what happens as a role model. Primarily on and off the field. So it's a great program.
Another great award, this one given out by Gatorade, correct?
All right, thank you, Jim. And Jerron Reed doing a lot of that on his own to get close to a first down as Reed went to the left, back to the right, 14 yards. And he's close to just shy of the first down.
Well, I was talking about Joey Warner earlier. This is why. Look at it. Takes the inside linebacker for Denison right out of the play. And anytime Reed can get his shoulders going north and south, he's awfully dangerous. But again, Joey Warner, he's been in the trenches a long time. Jerron Reed here, as soon as he can get his shoulder pads up the field, he takes it. And I tell you what, he's a powerful runner. He looks for Yellow Jackets to run over. He's not a scat back type. He likes to bump heads.
It is actually enough for the first down. So give him 15 yards on the run, and it'll be 1st and 10. There you see Alan Waddell. Reed up to 35 yards on 3 carries, by the way. And you heard Charles Jenkins of Gatorade talking about outstanding coaches. Certainly Alan Waddell is one. The Gatorade Award is the Gatorade Coach Who Makes a Difference. You see it each week on the High School Extra on Fox Sports Southwest, where coaches are saluted for what they do for their student athletes. Not just on the field or on the court, but away from the field as well. 1st and 10. Reed again. And Reed this time lost his footing and goes down at the 39-yard line. No gain. And Daniel Vogel made the stop. They've gone quite a bit to Jerron Reed. Dwayne Goins will now check back in for Reed. And we've talked about this duo at tailback, Bucky, how Alan Waddell will bring one in and then the other fresh, and Reed offers a nice compliment to Dwayne Goins.
You bet. I think it's a great changeup. You know, you get a power back in there that you know is going to hit the hole hard. Then you get a scat back and start pitching it to him and throwing it, dinking and dumping out of the backfield. It's a good little change.
Here's Goins on 2nd down. And the change is good for Lamarque. It works to the tune of a Cougar first down. 11 yards for Dwayne Goins before Vogel can make the stop. Outstanding block by the right tackle, Greg Newsom. Cougars just shy of midfield, and Denison trying to put the brakes on the Cougs as we approach the late stages of quarter number 1. There's Dwayne Goins. His most significant carry, this time to the fullback Parker, and Tim Parker. Powerful running, lost the football, and then got it back. 6 yards. Parker had the ball somewhat stripped from his grasp by the free safety, Ronnie Braxton, but Bucky fell back on it.
This is a great run by Tim Parker. Determined run, hard run, but you got to remember, you got to hold on to the football. If you need to go ahead and get down, but that football is very, very important.
It was Tim Bilbrey, the weak side linebacker, who actually shook the football loose, and Parker fell on it. Parker really came on, and this junior running back helped out quite a bit when Dwayne Goins was banged up. 2nd and 4. Cougars. Goins trying to find running room, and Vogel was all over him. That's a loss of a yard. Daniel Vogel, that strong outside linebacker who basically serves as a rover, is all over the field, and he's already been in on 4 tackles. Parker comes out of the lineup. Cooper checks back in. 8th play of this series for Lamarque. Remember, this started back at the 9-yard line for the Cougars. 3rd down and 5. This time it's the fullback Gilbert who has a first down. Patrick Gilbert, the senior, with 9 yards. And Bucky, there are 4 running backs, 2 at tailback, 2 at fullback for Lamarque, and they keep coming at Denison in waves.
Who throws the key block right there? The center, Joey Werner. This is a determined run by Patrick Gilbert. Great second effort, and gets more than enough to keep the chains and keep the drive alive.
Clock moves with 1:20 to go. 4th first down of this drive. And it's back to Goins, going outside, and Dwayne Goins with a quick 5 down to the 31. Once more, Daniel Vogel in on the tackle. Alan Waddell says that his team basically chips in wherever help is needed, offensively and defensively. They have so many different contributors. And this entire drive has been on the ground from 4 different backs. It started with Jerron Reed, then to Dwayne Goins, then Tim Parker, then Patrick Gilbert. 2nd and 5, Lamarque. This time it's Reed's turn. Around the corner, up the alley, and another Lamarque first down to the 25-yard line. Guess who? Daniel Vogel making the tackle. But Bucky, when one guy's making the tackle, it means the offensive line's doing a number on some of the other guys.
You better believe you're exactly right. And you can see here the 2 big tackles leading the way. Pancakes one guy, knocks another guy away. Good hard run. Goins, Reed, Gilbert, all keeping each other fresh. The line's doing the job. They're moving the chains.
This might be the final play of the first quarter as we tick down to 10 seconds remaining in the period. Parker on the carry this time. Up the middle and still on his feet as Tim Parker down to the 17-yard line. An 8 close to 9-yard carry. That'll do it for the first quarter. Denison has already allowed its first points in better than 2 games, and it's Lamarque on top at the end of the first quarter of the 4A Division II Texas Bowl, 3-0. The 4A Division II Texas Bowl on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Diamond Shamrock. All you need for gas and groceries. Second quarter begins here at the Astrodome in Houston. And Lamarque on the move with a 2nd down and short. And this time it's very short on the gain by Patrick Gilbert, the fullback. In fact, short of the first down.
Well, Craig, we talked about Lamarque when they get into the red zone coming up with the points. This is their 2nd time today. The first time they came away with the field goal. We'll see if they can take advantage of this opportunity here for the 2nd time down inside the 20.
3rd down, and Alan Waddell has seen his football team really control the clock in the first quarter. This is the 13th play of the Cougar drive. 3rd and about half a yard needed for a Lamarque first down. And Roderick Johnson will keep it himself for the first. Johnson spinning off tacklers, and he may actually pick up about 2 yards. If you look at those numbers, Bucky, and a lot of donuts up there for Denison.
There's a lot of goose eggs, and Lamarque, I would have to say, dominated the first quarter. The big time of possession, 10 minutes, 13 seconds, is the one that jumps out at me. That's total domination.
Still in all, it's only 3-0 right now, and Denison trying to put the clamps on the Cougars. This is Jerron Reed with running room, and Reed is down to the 6-yard line before Paul Howard can make the stop, but it's 8 more yards for Reed, and the Cougars continue to run right at Denison.
Well, I tell you, they're running right at Aaron Hunt, first-team All-State defensive end. And number 89 there, the tight end, Blair Bialik, doing a good job of controlling him and springing that running back free to get down the field.
Aaron Hunt right there. Younger brother of Reggie Hunt, now running back at TCU, All-State running back, played in the Dome in the championship 2 years ago on a sore ankle. 2nd down, and this time the yellow jerseys swarm all around Jerron Reed for a loss of 2 yards, and it is Aaron Hunt who leads the assault for Denison.
Well, you can't expect to block Aaron Hunt every single time. Look at the pursuit here. The play is going on the other side of the field from his side, and he runs down the play. Kind of looks like a Lawrence Taylor type, pursuing, running down the line of scrimmage and making the play on the other side of the field.
Lamarque is 3 out of 5 on third downs in the game, and 2 for 2 on this drive. And on third down, flags fly, and there's a lot of confusion, and this should cost the Cougars 5 yards unless Michael Phelps jumped instead of was drawn off. We'll see.
We got a dead ball, offsides, encroachment on the defense. Will replay third down.
Well, that is a big penalty there, Bucky, because that should take it right down to where it could be a 1st and goal.
In fact, it is.
It will be 1st down and goal to go, and now the officials stop to reset, but from where they marked that off, it should be right at the 1st down marker. And they will say it is just an inch or two shy. So it will be 3rd down, but that is a major difference, Bucky, when you go from 3rd and 5.5 to 3rd and 1/2.
Huge. That's that 5 yards is like 50 yards. I mean, it gets you closer down inside the 5. Down instead of 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and short. Those are a lot easier to convert.
And they do convert as Dwayne Goins pounds it up the middle for 2 more yards, and another Lamarque Cougar 1st down. They are now 3 for 3 in the 3rd down department on this drive, and 1st downs on this drive for Lamarque now total 6. As the clock moves with just over 9 minutes to go in the 1st half, and Alan Waddell has to be happy with the way his team is moving the football against Denison.
Completely dominated the 1st quarter and doing a good job controlling the 2nd quarter as well with another good drive.
1st and goal, Lamarque at the Denison 3, and Dwayne Goins will finish the drive. Goins has the 1st touchdown of the afternoon, and now Lamarque is up 9-0.
Well, you're talking about a foot race to the corner of the end zone, and I'm going to put my money on Dwayne Goins every time. This guy can flat out run, and this is all it is. Off tackle to the right, he bounces it outside and runs right for the flag, and nobody's going to chase him down from behind, I can assure you.
On for the conversion is Aaron May in an attempt to make it a double-digit lead for Lamarque. Pressure comes in. Cougars saw the hand get on the football, and it still sneaked over the crossbar. When you're going well, things like that happen. The Yellow Jackets got a hand on the football, and Aaron May still coaxes it over the crossbar. It's 10-0 Cougars. For the Lamarque Cougars. Look at the numbers on that scoring march, Bucky Richardson.
I'll tell you, 17 plays is an awful lot of plays, covering 91 yards, 8.5 minutes. Goins finishes off in a foot race to the corner of the end zone. They've dominated up to this point, Craig. I don't think anybody would argue with that.
And Denison, for the 1st time this season, faces a double-digit deficit. 1st time the Yellow Jackets have trailed by 10 or more points. The kickoff by May. Another high kick, not that deep, in fact fielded at the 17-yard line by Antoine Duncan. And Duncan is once more gives Denison good field position all the way out to the 39-yard line, 23-yard return. Let's check in once more with Jim Knox.
Craig, we were standing in the end zone when Lamarque was close to the end zone about to score, and we were bombarded by the Denison defense with knee braces. That's right. 3 different times the knee braces came flying right by us. Apparently the Denison defense feels like the knee braces confining their ability to run and slowing them down a bit. So we'll see what happens with the knee braces off.
All right, Jim, now we'll see how the Yellow Jacket offense tries to respond. And they give it to Chris Robertson. Robertson doing his work. And Lamarque comes over to meet him, but that's the most impressive run we've seen from Chris Robertson so far. 8 yards before the cornerback, Adrian Miles, makes the tackle.
I tell you, what an impressive run by Chris Robertson. 205 pounds, not 250. He's running like he's 250 right here. Stiff arming, no quit in Chris Robertson. What a great year he's had, Craig.
And drawing closer to 2,500 yards rushing for the season. It is second down and about 2 needed for a Denison first down. Once more, Robertson straight ahead and has the first Denison first down as he takes it to midfield. 4 yards on that carry. Bob Brown trying to keep his guys composed. There you see what he's done to this point in the season.
2,400 yards, 35 touchdowns. I tell you, he is quite the player. He's had a great year, and I would think you would agree too, Craig, that Denison is a better football team this year. And last year they may be underdog in this game. This year probably the favorite.
I don't think there are many who'd argue with that on first down. Here's a toss back to Bashari Turner. Turner turning the corner. Gabe Williams made the tackle after a 5-yard gain for Bashari Turner, the junior fullback. Bob Brown and his players will tell you that it doesn't really matter to them that it's Lamarque, that it's just another team standing in the way of their goal of winning a state championship. You have to wonder if it does mean a little more because it is the team that has defeated them 2 years in a row. Second down and a long 5. Here's Riddick to throw. It's inside. It's John Ferguson, the linebacker, and Ferguson has it out to the 47, a 13-yard return. Terrence Riddick threw it into the coverage, and Ferguson made him pay.
Terrence Riddick, you can see here, never looks to the center of the field. He never sees Chuck Ferguson. He's staring at the receiver the whole way. Chuck Ferguson simply steps in front of the throwing lane, catches the ball, off running the other way. Big turnover for Lamarque. We'll take another look at the interception here by Chuck Ferguson. Riddick staring the receiver hole down the whole way. Ferguson's in zone coverage, just dropping back to his zone, and the ball hits him right between the numbers.
And on first down, Roderick Johnson connects with Tim Parker, the fullback, coming out of the backfield and hits him for 20 yards. Parker showing that the fullbacks can catch the football for Lamarque, along with Patrick Gilbert, makes the catch here.
Johnson doesn't throw the ball a lot, 63% completion percentage. Here, Parker just right out of the backfield in the flat for a big gain. I tell you, I've been real impressed. We've seen Patrick Gilbert, Tim Parker, Dwayne Goins, Jerron Reed. They're really mixing that offensive backfield up. Everybody seems to be making some plays.
And the Cougars were able to mix a little bit of passing to go with the running, as you see the time of possession statistic growing ever larger for Lamarque. This time, they go to the fullback David Smith, the 5th back to carry the football, and the junior picks up 2 yards. Adam Chacho, the right end, makes the tackle. We tick down to half of the second quarter remaining, and it's 10-0 Lamarque. Cougars on the move again after the turnover at the Denison 31. Goins was replaced by Reed, and a pass that was very nearly intercepted by Antoine Duncan, and he would have had nothing but carpet and painted lines between himself and a touchdown had he been able to hold on to the football.
You got to be careful throwing that out route. 2 things you got to do. You got to throw it on time, or 3 things. You got to throw it on a rope, and you can't throw it behind the receiver. That's where the defender's coming from, and you're just laying it out on a platter for him if you throw it behind the receiver. So don't throw it late, throw it on a rope, and get it out front. So if your man can't catch it, nobody can.
Third down and 8 in a strange formation for Lamarque at first, and now they reshuffle out of the shotgun. And this looked like a totally busted play. And Johnson goes down. Daniel Bogle hit him. It's only a 1-yard gain. I think Lamarque was totally confused on that play. Bucky, they had 3 wide receivers on the right, and it started off with 4.
I think so. A little confusion early. It looked like half of them weren't even set. Roderick Johnson, being the good athlete he is, tries to get some positive plays, but Bogle, I'm not going to have that.
Interesting to see what the Cougars do here. Clock moves with 5:14 to go in the first half. The Cougars will have to hurry to get the play off. It's only 10 seconds left on the play clock, and in fact, Lamarque may go ahead and call a timeout, although it's still, now they will call a timeout with 5:01 to go in the first half. And I think Alan Waddell used a little bit of strategy there, Buck. He looked up at the clock and let some more time tick off, and then had Roderick Johnson instructed him to go up to the official and signal timeout when there was 2 seconds left on the play clock.
Well, it's awfully hard to score points when you don't have the football. And Coach Waddell is enjoying a 10-point lead right now. And you got to think about those things. Even in the first half, let's eat as much clock as we can. Hopefully we can run the clock out and not give them the ball back. And they do face a 4th and 6, 4th and 7 coming up. But I tell you, Coach Waddell covers all his bases. And talking with him on Friday, yesterday at their walkthrough here, he said, now how many TV timeouts are we going to have? It's 2 a quarter, isn't it? And we said, yeah, Coach, I think it's 2 a quarter. He said, well, I need to know, y'all going to give us a 10-second count before y'all start us back? Because I don't want my kids out there just mulling around, not just standing around. And he covers all the bases.
Well, a perfect example is what we're seeing on the field right now. Now look at the Lamarque Cougars. They're gathered around the coaching over the coaching staff.
Exactly.
The Denison Yellow Jackets are kind of standing out there on the field.
Coach Waddell will keep his kids over there by him until he sees our guy clear him to play. Then he'll run them out. So they're not standing around, sitting around, mulling around in the middle of the field.
Well, Lamarque sets up as if to go for it on 4th and 7. And Johnson wants to go deep and had too much on it. Looking for Cooper, led him too much. And the ball will go over to Denison. So the Yellow Jackets hold, and now they have an opportunity with 4:55 to go in the first half after coming up with the 4th down stop.
We can see here Johnson's got a lot of time to throw. Questionable contact down the field. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it in our picture there, but a little wrestling around going down there. But nonetheless, the ball was not catchable anyway. Well overthrown. Therefore, no flag on the play.
And it goes to Denison. So now the Yellow Jackets will try to get something going here with less than 5 minutes to go in the half, and their fans chanting, "Go Jackets, go." On 1st down, not much running room. In fact, a loss of a yard for Chris Robertson. And it was Mydred Ford, the junior tackle, on the stop. Clock continues to roll with 4:35 remaining in the half. Denison has all 3 of its timeouts. Lamarque has 2. And the Jackets will spread 2 receivers up to the top of your screen. This time it's Robertson again, lowering the shoulder, picks up 3 yards out over the 30. Down to Jim Knox on the sidelines.
Yeah, famous alum right here. This is Reggie Hunt. He now plays football at TCU, brother of Aaron Hunt. Reggie played for Denison a couple of years ago. You had the playoff record of 351 yards, and you remember that team, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do.
Sweetwater. Yeah, today, what do you think? Denison have their hands full, right?
Yeah, they got their hands full, but I think they come on through.
Yeah, you're keeping a close eye on brother Aaron. How's his performance?
He's doing all right now. He needs to pick it up a little bit. He's pretty tired playing all the defense, but he needs to pick it up a little bit.
All right, thanks, Reggie. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Pitch out here, and going way outside was DeJuan Gentry, who had entered as a wingback, and Gentry was run out of bounds by the Cougars. It was only a gain of a yard, and it brings up 4th down in a punting situation for Denison with 3:35 to go in the first half.
Well, DeJuan Gentry earned the opportunity last week for sure to get his hands on the football a few times. He's an exciting kid. He's only a sophomore, so he's going to be around that program for a few more years.
4th down and 8, and Michael Pugh had a beauty on his first kick, kicking it away from Patrick Gilbert, who is back there now awaiting the punt. This time, Gilbert's going to be able to field it at the 36. Turns it up and is collared, and flags go down as Gilbert goes down at the 42-yard line as he was taken down by Shane Jurgen. 32-yard punt and a 6-yard return. Now let's check the flag. That flag was thrown way back upfield.
We got a block in the back on the returning team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run.
So they'll mark it back, and then Lamarque will take over with 3 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the half. And the Cougars on top 10-0. 10-yard walk-off. We'll take it down to the 33-yard line.
I'm sure you've heard the rumor mill flying with Coach Waddell. The rumor is that he's a possible candidate for the defensive line coach at the University of Texas. He said he has not heard from University, but nonetheless very interested.
Handoff on first down and sweeping outside with big running room this time for Goins. And Dwayne Goins down to the Denison 46-yard line. It's a 21-yard gain. He got out of bounds, Bucky Richardson, and they start thinking about the clock at this point.
Well, watch how he follows his big tackle, John Karn. He's real patient. Look, he got his hand on his back, throws him into that Denison defender, and off he goes. And that's a good point. I'm glad. Great camera work there, because that's what makes running backs special. That ability to read their block, set up their block, and use those big guys. That's what they're there for.
Well, big John Karn comes off the field for a moment. There you see the timeouts remaining. Lamarque has 2. 3 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the half, and the Cougs lead by 10. And first down, this is Gilbert for about 3. To the 43, and the clock will move. Josh Gibson, the leading tackler for Denison this season, makes the stop. Second down, and Gilbert ruled to have put his knee down at the 44, so give him only a 2-yard gain as we roll inside 3 minutes to go first half. Denison, of course, saw Lamarque march at 91 yards in 17 plays for a touchdown earlier. This is Goins, and Dwayne Goins picks up about 3 down inside the 41. Howard and Phelps make the tackle for Denison.
You know, Craig, we talk about good coaches, and I think both coaches, Coach Brown and Coach Waddell, have done better jobs this year than they ever had, because you get to the first one and everybody's excited, and there's more pressure, and you get to the second one, there's even more pressure to get to the third one. And Coach Waddell's done it 5 times, and Coach Brown's done it 3. Great coaches.
Lamarque has some receiving threats on the field now, and Cooper and the fullback Parker, and Johnson does want to throw for Gilbert. Incomplete. Coming over on the coverage for Denison was Marcus Walker. Walker, had he been looking up, might have had the opportunity for an interception, but it goes as an incomplete pass, and it brings up 4th and 4 with 2:03 to go in the half. And I believe we'll see Aaron May punt the football. So Denison will get another opportunity with all 3 of its timeouts before the first half draws to a close. DeJuan Gentry and Antoine Duncan await the kick, and now Lamarque will take its second timeout with 2:03 to go in the first half. I'd like to remind you that you can catch NBA Most Valuable Player Karl Malone and Atlantic recording artist Neil McCoy as Nolan Ryan takes them wade fishing for the first time. They're fishing the lower Laguna Madre in South Texas for bull reds. It's another hilarious adventure as Nolan, Carl, Neil, and Reese Ryan go sight casting for monster redfish. Nolan Ryan Outdoor Special, Sunday at 5 on Fox Sports Southwest. 4th down now, and with 2:03 to go in the first half. I think Alan Waddell wants to make sure his ball club doesn't make a mistake. By the same token, Bob Brown visiting with his team, trying to figure out how they can strike quickly, get down the field, use their 3 timeouts, try to get some points on the board before the half expires. Aaron May will punt. Gentry and Duncan await the kick. First punt for Aaron May traveled 44 yards. And the kick by May is away from Gentry, and this is a beauty. That thing bounced out of bounds. Antoine Duncan couldn't get to it, and it goes out of bounds, rolling dead at the 9-yard line. A 31-yard masterpiece by Aaron May.
Look at his angle. This is the patented coffin corner punt here, and that's exactly what a punter is supposed to do. Angle it towards the cone, the flag there you see at the end zone, and get it as close to the goal line as you can. And that's field position. That's what that is.
Aaron May getting some congratulations there. Now Denison tries to go to work. Down 10-0, 1:55 to go in the half, and with all 3 of its timeouts. This time on the end around coming around, this is Duncan, and he broke tackles, and he was one missed tackle away from going 91 yards. Gabe Williams perhaps saved the touchdown. It is an 11-yard gain for the Yellow Jackets, however.
Let's take a look, just a little reverse here. Duncan getting around the quarter. Pineset, the big free safety that loves to hit, throws a no-hitter. Big play for the Yellow Jackets.
Gabe Williams made the stop. First down from the 20. This time more trickery, and Lamar reads it out. It went back to Duncan, and his opposite, number 40, Chuck Ferguson, who has an interception today, really slammed into him.
Well, there's no love lost in this game. Here, a unique play. You can see Chuck Ferguson, who made the big interception earlier, comes up, fills the hole, makes a good tackle.
Inside 1 minute to go in the half. It's 2nd and 10 for Denison. Jackets will give it to Robertson with running room. And Robertson still breaking tackles. Has a first down out to the 40-yard line. 21 yards and got out of bounds. 43 seconds to go in the half. Ellis and John Lewis make the tackle.
First team All-State. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. This is why. This is what Chris
43 seconds to go in the half. Ellis and John Lewis make the tackle.
First team All-State. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. This is why. This is what Chris Robertson brings to your football team. It's a lot of heart, it's a lot of effort, a lot of talent. That man wants to win the state championship.
Up to 34 yards now on 8 carries. And over 2,500 rushing yards for the season now. This time from the shotgun. Riddick to throw. Gonna go deep down the middle. Got a receiver, and it's dropped. In and out of the hands of Aaron Hunt. And no one on the Denison side feels worse than Aaron.
Aaron Hunt won't drop this pass very many times. You can see he has his hands a little low. As a receiver, you want to try to go up and catch it at his highest point. Aaron Hunt will be back. He'll make a play later on this football game.
36 seconds to go in the half. It is 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line. Once more from the shotgun. Flag goes down. Riddick throws. Picked up by Ferguson for the 2nd time today. Now let's check the flag as Ferguson goes down at the 42-yard line. We'll see if the penalty is against Denison. If it is, Lamarque will certainly decline it, and that's what it appears to be.
Procedure on the offense, refused, first down.
Terrence Riddick is now 0 for 4 with 2 interceptions, and here's number 2.
Well, this is a poor decision by Riddick here. He's forcing the football. He didn't have an open receiver down there. You got 21 seconds left with 3 timeouts. Let's not make an interception right here. Let's throw it away or run the ball out of bounds and take another shot at it. Poor decision by Riddick. Second interception of the afternoon for Chuck Ferguson. He's off to a well of a start.
Let's see what Lamarque does here with 21 seconds to go in the half, and the Cougars on their own 42-yard line. They do have one timeout. And flags go down before the play can get going, and this one may well go against the Cougars. Turnovers, no doubt, have been a thorn in the side of the Yellow Jackets here in half number one.
Got a dead ball, false start on the offense. Please set the game clock at 21 seconds.
That's the third Lamarque penalty of the first half. And they'll put the game clock back to 21. It shows 18 right now. So it moves back to the 37-yard line. At least our officials asked that 3 seconds be put back on the clock. They have not yet done that. And Denison will take the opportunity to call a timeout as Bob Brown calls his team over. I think the important thing, and Bob Brown makes a good move here, you don't want to make a defensive mistake right now, down 10-0, and compound the situation.
Well, Denison doesn't want to make a defensive mistake, and I think on the flip side, Lamarque doesn't want to make a big offensive mistake. I look for him to nail it or just run the ball off tackle to get in the locker room and make some adjustments and talk about the things they need to talk about. But also what I see here in the first half is Lamarque's dominated the football game offensively, and Denison's only losing by 10 points. So that's a positive. That's something positive that Coach Brown can talk about in the locker room at halftime.
A lot of things to keep in mind. A year ago when Lamarque won 34-3, it was only 12-3 going into the fourth quarter before things did unravel for Denison. 3 years ago, here in 1994, Lamarque led Stephenville, the defending state champions, at the half 14-3. And things unraveled in the second half as the Yellow Jackets came back to win 32-14. So still a great deal of football left here.
The clock is still at 18, Craig. That's why we're having the delay.
Well, our officiating crew asked that 3 seconds be put back on the clock, back to 21 seconds. And the folks here at the Dome, I think, are still trying to get that part of it figured out. And I believe that's the explanation being given to Alan Waddell. In case you didn't catch it, the first game here on Fox this afternoon, the Marcus Marauders of Flower Mound, the 5A Division II state champions, setting a record for most points in a 5A state championship game as they won over A-Leaf Hastings 59-20. And there are your state champions to this point. Katy Tigers winning a week ago here in the Dome. Texas City also here in the Dome with that dramatic late drive to outscore Corsicana in a classic 37-34. Sealy has done what no team has done before in the history of 11-man football. And among our guests, we mentioned Charles Breidup, athletic director of the UIL, will join us, and TJ Mills will visit with him as well at the half. Granger, the Class A champs for the first time ever, and Borden County, your 6-man state titleists. First and 15, Lamarque. From the 37, the clock is now showing 21 seconds. And Roderick Johnson wants to throw for Goins, and it's incomplete. And we got a flag down, and this, I think, could be pass interference against Denison. The coverage was from Derek McDade and Ronnie Braxton. Both were back there. Braxton, you see there, the free safety. Let's check the flag.
It's going to be got defensive pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot by rule.
So with 14 seconds to go, Lamarque across midfield now. Here's another look.
You can see here Braxton and McDade for Denison pushing and shoving and contact down the field. That's illegal. You can't do it. The ball was catchable.
And that's McDade who pushes from behind while Braxton was trying to come up with the interception.
Well, I was wrong. I wouldn't think Lamarque would have thrown the ball down the field like that, but here they go, and they end up getting a pass interference in a pretty big game.
Yeah, 14 seconds to go and a timeout to work with. And Johnson will go back the other way. And this time down inside the 45. And a big hit there with 4 seconds to go by Aaron Hunt. But for Lamarque, as they take it down inside the 35-yard line, Mario Whitaker on the receiving end of the pass from Roderick Johnson. And now let's see what the Cougars do as they call their final timeout with 4 seconds remaining in the half.
The play was set up very nicely. It panned out very well, timed up good. We'll take another look. Here, Johnson looking right all the way, reverses back, throws the little dump swing pass on the opposite side of the field. Aaron Hunt ends up coming down and making the big hit.
Mario Whitaker on the receiving end there, and now with 4 seconds, Roderick Johnson up to 60 yards passing, 3 out of 7 through the air. All right, Bucky, play coach for a moment. If you're Alan Waddell, what do you do here?
Well, it depends on what kind of place kicker I got. If I feel like my kicker can kick it from this far out, I'm going to try a field goal. If not, I'm going to throw it in the end zone and hope for the best. Really, that's the only 2 options you have.
Discussion going on here.
It would be a 47-yarder from where the ball is right now.
Lamarque has had a dramatic field goal or 2 in this building. Last year's state semifinal, going overtime to beat Cal Allen.
It looks like he's going to throw it up.
Cougars with an interesting setup as Mike Pineset is out there to take the snap. Or that's Clint Lawson, rather, the backup quarterback, who has the stronger arm and who aims for the end zone. Ball picked off. That's the only mistake Lamarque makes in the first half as Ronnie Braxton picks it off at the goal line. But it is Lamarque, the 2-time defending state champion, that will take a 10-0 lead to the locker room at halftime. 10-0 the score. Lamarque leads Denison. We'll have our halftime activities coming up from the Astrodome right after this.
And Alan Waddell, the head coach of Lamarque, joins us. You have to be extremely pleased.
Position before, trailing at the half each of the last 2 years to Lamarque, and coming up on the short end.
They will receive on the west end.
That is Denison to receive because they deferred the option to the second half, and so the Yellow Jackets will get the football first here in half number 2.
Coach Waddell hit it on the head, though. He said the team that plays the best football the next 24 minutes will be crowned the state champion. He's exactly right. He's got to tell his kids, hey, it's a 0-0. Let's go out, start all over, lay it all out on the line, sell out for 24 more minutes, and we'll bring home our 3rd straight championship.
Well, the one thing he said was he wants to see his football team tackle better. It's kind of hard to do that against a guy like Chris Robertson, but he expects more from his defense than to see Chris Robertson break out of some tackles, and he wants to see his football team tackle the ball carrier better. Denison out onto the field and ready for this second half to get underway. And you know Bob Brown certainly must have told his football team what they needed to do. Incidentally, in case you're wondering, we did ask Coach Brown if he wanted to speak with us. He declined, so he will tell his team what they need to do in half number 2. And they're about ready to go for the second half with Lamarque to kick off. 24 minutes. And then, if we're not tied, there will be a state champion. Either Lamarque will have its 3rd straight title, or Denison will have broken the Lamarque string and will have the school's 2nd overall state championship. They won one in 1984. Defeated Tomball, and one of your former teammates, Lance Pavlis, was the quarterback for the Tomball Cougars. It defeated them in Waco. Here's the kickoff by Aaron May. Underway for the second half, and it's Jamal Hull on the return. And a nice return out over the 34 to the 35-yard line. 22 yards on the return. Paul Edmond made the stop for Lamarque. Cougars set their defense. There's Jamal Hull. Terrence Riddick will bring the Yellow Jackets out to the field of play. Nick Bowers will be the split end. at the top of your picture. The deep setback is Robertson, who gets the call on first down. And running with for Robertson before Mike Hindset, the safety, catches up to him. But it's a 6-yard gain for Robertson on first down. Hindset, the safety, made the tackle, but Robertson off to a good jump.
Watch the quarterback here, number 15, Terrence Riddick, leading the play as a blocker. I tell you, I've seen all these teams that are playing in the Dome last weekend, this weekend. They like to lead their quarterback up through there and get that extra blocker. I think it's a big advantage.
2nd down and 4 for Robertson, who to this point has been held below his season average, and he's held short of the first down, but gets close as Robertson pounds forward. About 3 there. David Stewart, senior, makes the tackle for Lamarque. Brings up 3rd down and very short for Denison as they come right out, giving it to their lead guy. Denison has yet to convert a 3rd down situation here. 0 for 2 in that department. But they have 3rd and very short here. And out of that power I, here's Robertson for the first down and then some. Into Lamarque territory at the 49-yard line. Williams on the tackle for the Cougars, but that's 7 more yards, and Denison is coming off the line of scrimmage with authority, Bucky.
Well, you gotta continue to do the things that got you to this point, and for them, that's Chris Robertson running the football, Riddick running the football, and you know, it's 10-0. There's a lot of time left, obviously, and Denison looks very relaxed, quite honestly, coming out in the second half.
Jackets from their 49. Hand off once again to Robertson. Pounds off a couple tackles and then picks up 3 yards. Hindset and Adrian Miles in on the stop. There's Mike Hindset. And we hear the Denison band below us after they got to the Astrodome in time to put on their halftime show. There they are. They made it up into the seats and they're certainly getting catching up from lost time. 2nd down and 7 for Denison. Robertson again pounding. This time for 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and short. Chris Robertson has carried all 5 plays of this Denison drive. And Hindset makes the stop for Lamarque. Bob Brown has seen Chris Robertson really crank it up here in the second half. 24 yards on 5 carries on this drive. 3rd and 2 now. Again from the eye. This time they'll give it to Gentry, and it looks like he's got enough for the first down. DeJuan Gentry got the call, and as he pounded forward, he is near the first down. Let's see where they spot the football.
You're right. That's the big question. Where are they going to spot it? Looks awfully close. We see here DeJuan Gentry leaving the turf and going airborne, trying to get the first down, and it looks like they have.
It is a first down for Denison. 3 minutes into the second half, and Bob Brown's ball club on the move, trailing 10-0. It is a 1st and 10 for Denison at the Lamarque 39-yard line. To Chris Robertson. This time the Black Storm defense catches up and holds Robertson to a 2-yard gain. Adrian Alexander, the junior defensive end, on the stop.
I'll tell you, Denison's got an awfully good lineman in Chad Carlett, all-state center, seeing a good job coming off on John Solomon, making the block. Both teams have good, solid offensive line. Not necessarily the biggest offensive lines, but very solid, very sound.
2nd and 8 now. 1 receiver flanked out for Denison. With the deep back, of course, being Robertson, who gets the call, picked up a quick left, and then Robertson is run out of bounds by Hindset, but not before he picked up 5 more yards, and it'll bring up 3rd and a crucial 3 yards.
Here, no big surprise who gets the football. Robertson, look again. Riddick, the quarterback, throwing a nice block to spring Robertson for some extra yards. Mike Hindset coming up to make the hit.
Now it's 3rd down and 3. as Denison continues to pound away. And you see what Chris Robertson has done here in the second half, already nearing more yards than he had in the entire first half. On third down, though, he is short, only about a yard. And the ball might have come loose. It did, and Lamarque has it. Both Adrian Alexander and Gabe Williams came out of the pile celebrating. And the turnover gives it right back to the Cougars.
Craig, I never saw the ball pop out. We'll take a look at it here. There it goes. Stripped by number 32 from Lamarque. Puts his hand right on the football. Big turnover. Denison was eating up clock. Good solid drive, getting the ball to Robertson. Big turnover for Lamarque.
Well, a big drive for Denison nets nothing.
All the people down in that pile trying to come up with it. Gabe Williams came out.
So Denison goes 4 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock and gets nothing to show for it, but the defense makes a big hit on Dwayne Goins for a loss of a yard on first down. Marcus Walker makes the stop.
Craig, we talked turnovers till we're blue in the face, and you look at Denison, their first half, 2 interceptions. Here to start the third quarter, a big-time fumble, and you just can't win ball games like this with turnovers, and that's been the thorn in Denison's side so far.
Now we'll see if Lamarque can take advantage or if the Yellow Jackets can turn it around from the defense. From the shotgun, this is Johnson on the keeper, and Roderick Johnson manages to turn it for 6 yards out to the 35-yard line. It'll bring up third down now. Josh Gibson, the middle linebacker, made the stop.
Well, Johnson's going to carry this football all the way. Fakes it to Goins there and follows 2 lead blockers up. Huge hole to run through. We can see Gibson there coming up to make the tackle. Now, good job by the left tackle, Gregory Newsom, there to lead him through the line.
If you're the Lamarque Cougars, you want to take advantage of the Denison turnover. If you're the Yellow Jackets, you know you're just a big defensive play away from getting the ball right back in the hands of the offense. Third down, about 5 needed, and Goins is not going to get it. And they were all over him were the Yellow Jackets. Jamal Hull, the cornerback, made the stop. It's only a yard gain, and it's fourth down for Lamarque.
On a crucial 3rd and 5, this is how you defend that sweep. You string it out, you string it out. Hull makes a great open field tackle on a very crafty Dwayne Goins. Great play there by the cornerback Jamal Hull.
So despite the 4th turnover of the day against Denison, the Yellow Jackets will get the football right back as Aaron May will punt, and DeJuan Gentry and Antoine Duncan await the kick. Low snap, but Hull gets away a beauty. Way back overhead, the ball comes loose and then picked up by Gentry, and here we go. DeJuan Gentry all the way out to the 46, 45-yard line, and had he not stumbled, he would have much more than just a 38-yard return.
DeJuan Gentry, watch this. Touchdown written all over this. It's muffed by the first guy. DeJuan Gentry picks it up. Look at this. Does a great job of getting outside. Drops it in the 2nd gear. And the turf monster grabs him right there. Nobody touches him. Easy touchdown there if he can just keep his feet. We used to call that, Craig, back in when I used to play, the turf monster. Reach up and grab you by the foot and knock you down.
Denison does operate with good field position from the Lamarque 45. And pounding straight ahead is the fullback, Ronnie Braxton, for 4. Adrian Alexander on the tackle for Lamarque. It's 2nd and 6. 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go, third quarter. Lamarque leads Denison 10-0. 4A Division II State Football Championship. The Texas Bowl here in the Astrodome. Robertson is the beat back. And now the only back who gets the call. And maybe a yard to the 40. Bradley makes the tackle just over the 40-yard line and close to the 39. It'll be third down, and they're going to need a long 4 for a Denison first down. Clock continues to roll, and Bob Brown knows that chances will not be that plentiful if his team does not cash in sooner or later. Third, and a long 4 needed for a Denison first down. Robertson gets the call, and he'll go down. That is what the Black Storm is all about. The Cougar defense, led by outside linebacker Greg Hayes, throw Chris Robertson for a yard loss. Adrian Alexander is down on the carpet. Look at this hit again.
Greg Hayes, it's a great job. Once he grabs on to Robertson, that's hard to do. Hang on when he's got them legs pumping hard. Take another look at it here. Greg Hayes just does that all by himself. Makes a great play on Robertson.
And just to show you how tough a back Chris Robertson is, Adrian Alexander was a little woozy as he got up. He lowered his head and went into him, and that kind of knocked him a little bit woozy. Now it's 4th down, and Denison facing 4th and 5. Maybe the possibility of a fake punt here, a 4th and 5 at the 40-yard line. We'll see if they kick. It is indeed a punt by Michael Pugh. No one back to return it because Lamarque was expecting fake. And look at this one. Will it be stopped? Almost, but it does trickle into the end zone. And so the Cougars, after the 40-yard punt with no return, will start from their own 20-yard line. 3:45 to go third quarter. It's still the Cougars by 10. Ready to operate from their 20-yard line. That's Tim Parker, the fullback. Hit and drop. No gain. Marcus Walker leads the charge, and Denison's defense, Bucky Richardson, is keeping the Yellow Jackets in this football game.
Well, they're one play away from being right back where they want to be. There's DeJuan Gentry on the punt return. If he doesn't lose his footing, he runs down for an easy touchdown. And they're not panicked. They look very calm. At the start of the third quarter, they look real relaxed. They know they're one play away. They're right in the ball game.
Second down and 10 for Lamarque. Johnson wants to throw this time, but receivers are covered, and now just has to tuck it in and run, and picks up about a yard. Roderick Johnson was looking downfield, but really had no one to throw to because Jonathan Cooper was well covered by Jamal Hull. Now brings up 3rd and 9 for Lamarque. Clock moving with 2:40 remaining here in the third quarter. 10-0, the Cougs lead it. Alan Waddell's team has beaten Denison each of the last 2 seasons. But as we figured, this one would probably be the toughest challenge his team would face from the kids from Grayson County. 3rd down, and here is Jerron Reed. Reed turning it outside. First down. A lot of improvisation from Jerron Reed. Went inside to the left, back to the outside, and a key first down for Lamarque.
Watch what he does at the end of this run. That is very, very important here. Just doing a good job of just trying to, he knows he's got to get a first down. Watch, he knows he can't outrun everybody to the corner, so there at the last second, turns north and south. We talked about Reed being the power guy. He likes to go north and south just enough to get the first down. Very heady, smart play by Jerron Reed.
Jerron Reed now up to 56 yards on 8 carries, averaging 7 yards per carry. Gets the call there, and that's going to hurt the average. He loses 2 thanks to Paul Howard, who popped him hard. Brings up 2nd down and 12.
We'll see Paul Howard coming to your screen here. Jerron Reed's 200 pounds. Howard comes up, puts the headgear right in his numbers, and knocks him down. Good form tackle, good solid tackle by Paul Howard.
Lamarque takes its time in the huddle. They let the play clock run down inside of 10 seconds on the play clock. Roderick Johnson takes his time on the play call. Flags go down this time, however. Big run, but I think this one's coming back because the tight end, I believe it was Adrian Hudson, might have pulled up early, and that would negate the run by Tim Parker. We'll check the flag, but there was definitely movement.
Illegal motion, it looked like.
Procedure against the offense. 5-yard penalty. We'll replay 2nd down.
You can
can see that unhappy look on Alan Waddell's face because Tim Parker just given him a nice gain to give his team a very makeable first down situation. Now they're going to have 2nd down and 17. Here's another look.
99 here, Adrian Hudson, the guy in motion, starts to break towards the line of scrimmage. That's illegal. You can't do it. Ref saw it, threw the flag.
Less than a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. And Lamarque still firmly in control of the possession time in this one. But they have 2nd and a long, long way to go now. 2nd down, 17, and there's Reed slapped down by Michael Phelps, losing 3 more yards. And it will now bring up 3rd down.
Big Michael
about
Phelps
20.
in there battling with John Karn and Stephen Lee and Joey Werner. They're going to win some of those battles, and Phelps is a heck of a player.
Lamarque coaching staff calling Roderick Johnson over, saying, don't even worry about calling another play here in the 3rd quarter. The clock will run out, the play clock in the 3rd quarter, and we will head to the final quarter of this 4A Division II Texas Bowl with the Lamarque Cougars leading the Denison Yellow Jackets 10-0. Denison looking to get the football back. And they need one more play from the defense to get it back. Into 3, it's 10-0 Lamarque. Back for the final quarter on Fox right after this. Welcome back to the Astrodome in Houston. Craig Way, Bucky Richardson, and Jim Knox with you. 1 quarter to go in the 4A Division II Texas Bowl. And it's the Lamarque Cougars facing 3rd and a mile. 3rd and 20 from the Cougar 20-yard line. Roderick Johnson to throw if he has time. Now will run. And Johnson still on his feet, but will be short of the 1st down. He picked up 15 of the 20 needed, but it will bring up 4th down, and Antoine Duncan made the tackle, and Denison will get the football back, and still a lot of time remaining, despite the fact, Bucky Richardson, that Lamarque has controlled it statistically.
Well, Lamar's controlled it statistically, but Denison is getting back in the ball game. They're establishing themselves a little bit better on offense. You know, still 23 minutes to 12 minutes in time of possession. You don't have the football, but look, turnovers, 4. Can't win state championships with that many turnovers.
The punt from Aaron May coming, and the dangerous DeJuan Gentry awaits the kick. Punt is away. And it's a nice one, and Gentry can't make a play on it. Lamarque will kill it at the 32-yard line. 33 yards on the punt, but it's effective in that it stays away from DeJuan Gentry. The 4A Division II Texas Bowl on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Diamond Shamrock. All you need for gas and groceries. Well, Denison goes back to work, 68 yards away from the goal line, down 10 points. And Terrence Riddick and Chris Robertson try to rally the Yellow Jackets. Riddick wants to throw on 1st down and tried to find Michael Pugh, the tight end, but Pugh was well covered by John Lewis, the cornerback, and the ball was not there. Brings up 2nd down and 10. There you see the time remaining. Lamarque playing in a 4A record 5th consecutive state championship game.
That's unbelievable.
Well, it is, and since the UIL went to its classification system in 1951, no school has done that other than the Cougars. 2nd and 10. Robertson on the call, and he is popped hard right at the 30-yard line. David Stewart, and you see also Greg Hayes at the bottom of the pile here.
You want to talk Black Storm defense? Look at this pursuit. David Stewart doing a great job of pursuing down the line of scrimmage to come up and make the big play. That's why they're called the Black Storm defense, Craig.
Meantime, Robertson is still down on the turf. Slow to get up. And Chris Robertson's going to have to come out of the game. We will certainly dispatch Jim Knox to find out the condition of Chris Robertson as he favors what looks to be an ankle coming off the field. And it is now 3rd and 11, and Denison must do it without Robertson, and the clock moving with 10:40 to go. Riddick, draw play inside to Paul Howard, who had checked in as a running back and well short of the first down. Howard picks up 3. John Solomon and Gabe Williams make the stop for Lamarque. And Denison once more must surrender the football.
Well, I think the clock now becomes a factor. As methodical as Lamarque is, as well as Denison, they eat up a lot of time off the clock just by the style of offense they run. So I think Coach Brown and his staff need to be concerned with the clock. You're not going to have that many more opportunities to put points on the board.
Michael Pugh has had a good day punting the football. Gilbert back deep for the kick. Kicks away from Gilbert, who can't field it, and this is another great one. Takes a nice Denison hop all the way down inside the 15 and killed at the 13-yard line. That's a 53-yarder. Michael Pugh has done his job today punting the football. 9:43 remaining here in the 4A Division II state championship, and it's Lamarque 10-0.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Jim Knox from the sidelines. Chris Robertson coming out on that last series. He is stretching his leg cramps out. That's right. He's trying to inhale plenty of water so he can get back into the game. Craig?
All right, thank you, Jim. Good to know it is not a serious injury to Chris Robertson, and I do expect we'll see him back. And I expect we'll see plenty more of this. Dwayne Goins. Goins still on the move, and Dwayne Goins is out to the 39-yard line. 26 yards on the rumble for Dwayne Goins, and actually you can make it 27. They'll spot it just shy of the 40. And look at Goins' move.
Just look, he floats. He doesn't run. He just kind of floats on top of the turf. Does a good job of reading his blocks, being patient. And the key there is those wide receivers making those key blocks downfield to spring Goins there.
And you have to know that's exactly what Lamarque and what head coach Alan Waddell wanted. Get out of the hole, continue to move the clock, keep possession of the football, and they'll give it to Goins again. And here he goes. And one man perhaps saved a touchdown, Marcus Walker. A 19-yard gain that could have been 60, but for the heads-up play of Marcus Walker to prevent a touchdown.
Let's take a look. Look at this great job the offensive line does. Goins, not very many people even touch him till he gets 15 yards down the field. And Craig, like you said, Walker saves the touchdown.
Another Lamarque first down, and there's Goins again, knifing his way upfield. Goins comes out. Jerron Reed checks in. Clock moves with 8:45 to play. This is Johnson. On the roll, flags go down, and Johnson does too. Walker again showing the speed to come over and make the stop. That's a loss of 4. Now we'll see what the flag is. Holding against the Cougars. That's been about the only thing that's really hurt Lamarque today is penalties coming at inopportune times. There's Roderick Johnson, who was brought down for the loss of 4. Penalties decline because it obviously brings up 2nd and 14 instead of a 1st and 20. And right now, Bucky, what Bob Brown and the Denison Yellow Jackets need is the football. They need possession time. So in other words, they need to make those downs go quicker for Lamarque.
Well, they've got to hold Lamarque. They've got to get Lamarque to punt the football away. I tell you, the way Goins is running, it doesn't look like Denison's going to get that many more opportunities.
Clock still moving now with 8:15 to go. And Roderick Johnson, confused by what he sees, calls a timeout. 8:13 remaining. It's Lamarque on top, 10-0. Now they quickly come to the huddle, and on 2nd down and 14, straight ahead, and about 3 yards for the fullback, Tim Parker. But it's still going to bring up 3rd down and long for Lamarque as Adam Chacho made the tackle. You look at those numbers there, and Denison has not been able to get it through the air. And they have been stymied a bit on the ground as well today.
Well, Coach Brown said we have to get into an offensive rhythm. The last 2 years, that's killed us, and I think it's hurt him again today. They like to run the football. They haven't had the ball that much, so therefore 0 passing yards, and just really been out of sync all afternoon offensively.
Big 3rd and 10 here. Johnson to throw, and he's got a man. That's Cooper. Jonathan Cooper. A flag goes down. Cooper is into the end zone, but will it count? It would go for 42 yards. The question is, was there a holding penalty at about the 10-yard line? Will Smith was down there, the wide receiver along with him, and that might be where the hold took place.
We've got holding on the offense. A spot foul from there. It's still going to be first down.
It will be a first down, as you hear. Will Smith was the other wide out, and he might have gotten tangled up down there and called for the hold. But it's still a big play for Lamarque, Bucky, and they have a first down. It's a spot foul. They mark it back 10 yards, and the ball is at the Denison 22.
Well, that's the key. The first down is the most important thing here. Roderick Johnson does a great job of getting Cooper the football, and bless his heart, Will Smith just trying to do his job downfield and spring his teammate to the end zone. But you can't hold, Will. You can't hold. Keep your hands in. Just get in his way and let Cooper do the rest.
The pass does give Lamarque the first down, and Roderick Johnson now 4 out of 9 through the air for 90 yards at the Denison 22. Goins with a flag down, and Dwayne Goins is inside the 10 and down close to the 5. It would be a 16-yard run, but we'll see if it comes back. And as we pointed out, penalties have hurt Lamarque today, and they have really come at strategic times more than by total number.
We've got procedure. Not enough men on line of scrimmage on the offense. 5-yard penalty. We're going to replay first down.
That is the 6th Lamarque penalty, totaling 40 yards. We understand that there may be some technical problems due to the very inclement weather here in the Houston area, and for that matter across the state of Texas. We'll try to rectify those problems as soon as possible. Meantime, it's 1st and 15. The ball is at the 27 after the procedure call. 7 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the game, and Lamarque inching ever closer toward a 3rd consecutive state title. Goins outside, and with running room and 1 man to beat, and Dwayne Goins is down inside the 10-yard line. 20 yards on 1st and 15, and Lamarque is getting close. Now we've got a flag down.
Well, keep an eye on number 50 here, Marcus Peterson. He's the reason why Goins can get downfield and do the things he can do.
This
great
penalty
run.
And then I think Dwayne Goins cost his team 15 yards. It is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
1st and 10 for the Blues.
It's a dead ball foul, so it'll be a first down for Lamarque, and they'll reset the chains. And this will go right back to the 22. Now watch Dwayne Goins here, Bucky.
Well, he just made a nice run. He's probably excited. He gets up. He's not in the face of any Denison defensive guys. I don't see anything wrong with that, Craig. I really don't. As long as you're not taunting or getting in somebody's face. In fact, he's playing in the state championship game. He's just excited. I don't agree with that flag at all.
It was the raise the roof motion that brought the flag, but now they reset the chains. 1st and 10 at the 22, and it's Jerron Reed's turn, and Reed takes it down inside the 15 to the 14. You know, Bucky, the only thing that's stopping Lamarque is Lamarque by way of the penalty, because Denison is not doing it with the defense right now. The Cougars are going right at the Yellow Jackets defense.
Well, they've had a touchdown call back and 2 nice runs called back, but Lamarque keeps plugging. They keep doing whatever it takes to get it done. Coach Waddell's going crazy over there, just saying, guys, settle down. I was reading his lips. Settle down, settle down. We'll win this football game.
2nd down and 32 yards to go for Lamarque. Here's Dwayne Goins back on the field, and Goins has a first down inside the 10 down to the 6. He picks up 9 more. Goins goes right back to work and has the Cougars right where he had them before the 15-yard penalty. Ronnie Braxton made the tackle.
Lamar's got the attitude, we will not be denied. They've been backed up and backed up. Here, let's take another look. Goins is kind of taking over the football game for Lamar, making a lot of nice runs, making a lot of people miss, really coming on strong in the second half.
Goins comes out of the lineup now. Reed is back in. We're in the process of witnessing a state championship drive right now. It's 1st and goal at the 5, and Reed is getting to the goal line and in. The Cougars have a touchdown from Goins. Now they have one from Jerron Reed, and they're closing in on 3 straight state titles.
Craig, watch this move by Jerron Reed. Gets right in the line of scrimmage. There it is. Cuts right back against the grain. Smells the goal line. Gets the ball across. That's a big touchdown for Lamar. I'm not sure that Denison has enough time to get back in this football game.
Makes it a 3-score game now, unless Aaron May cannot convert the extra point. But he does. And it's 17-0 Lamarque. Jerron Reed finishes the drive, and the Cougars are 5 minutes and 12 seconds away from a three-peat. Jerron Reed has scored the touchdown. And the scoring drive, as we mentioned, Bucky Richardson, you might say that's a state championship drive right there.
Absolutely. Now look at the time it took, 4 minutes and 31 seconds. We're talking about these penalties being battled for Lamar. But these 3 penalties they got, all it did, looking back now, yeah, they scored the touchdown. They also ate up another minute and a half off the clock. And that's pretty important this late in the 4th quarter.
5:12 to go. A squib kick down the middle so as to prevent a big run back. Nevertheless, Denison has a nice return out to the 38-yard line. 15 yards on the return by Jamal Hull, and time very much of the essence now for the Yellow Jackets. And this is starting to become an all too familiar and unhappy refrain for Denison. Get to state, then face Lamarque. Riddick will have to go to the air. Denison has all 3 of its timeouts remaining. And from the shotgun, Riddick will operate, and there was some movement, but there might have been encroachment from the Cougars.
We got a dead ball, foul against the defense, made contact, offsides, 1st and 5.
Well, that one might have been Chuck Ferguson just leaning over into the neutral zone.
I believe it was David Stewart, Craig, defensive tackle, just jumped into the neutral zone and obviously made contact. Let's see if we can tell here. Just on the left side of your screen, jumps and bumps the guard for Denison.
Makes it now a 1st and 5, the 8th Lamarque penalty of the game, and the pass overthrown intended for Gentry. The coverage was right there from Greg Hayes. Well, we talked about how difficult a district 23-4A is. Texas City, of course, won the 4A Division I state championship a week ago. Texas City was the district champion. Lamarque actually went in as the 3rd place team because of a loss to Lamarque Consolidated. But in this day and age of 3 teams in the playoffs, a 3rd place team can win a state title.
Just get to the dance is all you need to do. Any way you can get there, and Lamarque's a great example of that this year. Terrence Riddick, obviously not the kind of day he wanted to have throwing the football. 0 for 6 with 2 interceptions, and those 2 interceptions were ended nice drives by Denison. Just Craig really hadn't been able to get in sync offensively, and Coach Brown mentioned that yesterday. You know, we've got to get in sync early and establish ourselves on offense. That's why we haven't beaten Lamarque the last 2 years. And the same song and dance here today so far.
Well, just to take you through it, Lamarque got on the board on an Aaron May 27-yard field goal for a 3-0 lead after a Chris Robertson fumble on Denison's first offensive play. Then the Cougars scored after a 91-yard, 17-play drive that took 8 minutes and 36 seconds off the clock. Dwayne Goins with the 3-yard run. It was 10-0 Lamarque at the half, 10-0 at the end of 3 quarters, and then moments ago, Jerron Reed finishing an 87-yard, 9-play march that took 4.5 minutes, and Lamarque in command of this one. It was the Cougars who called the timeout. I think Alan Waddell wanted to talk to his defense and say no penalties, just make the plays. 2nd and 5 from the 42. And Riddick on the shovel pass, and Lamarque snuffed it out. They were looking for it. Anthony Ellis, Adrian Alexander team up for the tackle. That's a loss of a yard.
Well, this is the patented shuffle pass all the way. Anthony Ellis, number 18, does a great job not biting on the fake, staying at home and making the play. We'll take another look here. Anthony Ellis, 18, and Adrian Alexander do a great job of just staying home, doing their job, and making the play.
Strangely enough, that counts as a completed pass. Denison's first of the day. They're looking for a second, and it's incomplete off the option intended for Duncan. And the man trying to throw the football was DeJuan Gentry, who gets up limping after he got the toss from Terrence Riddick.
Tell you, Duncan gets behind Pineset about 2 or 3 yards. The ball's a little bit overthrown, just off the fingertips of Duncan.
Well, this basically is the season right here for Denison. 4th and 5 at the 42. They're in dire straits enough as it is, down 17-0. But if they don't convert here, Lamarque can pretty much start celebrating. Chris Robertson back on the field, and it is 4th down and 5. And it is Robertson with the call. Denison has lived with Robertson this year, and they will die with Robertson. They go down as Greg Hayes makes the tackle. And I'm sure Bob Brown will tell you that. He is our guy that we will sink or swim with him. And Greg Hayes just sank Chris Robertson.
Robertson just trying to get some positive yards. We see Greg Hayes come in and make the play. Chuck Ferguson's also there to help his teammate out. Take another look. Greg Hayes doing a great job, along with a little help from his friend Chuck Ferguson.
Lamarque will have it back with 4:17 to go. And already the signs of three-peat have come out. Dwayne Goins on the carry and room to spare. Goins with a first down as he continues to churn through the Denison defense. 15 yards there, and Goins is having quite an afternoon. Now up to 140 yards on 19 carries is Dwayne Goins, and a touchdown. And for all of the talk about Chris Robertson, Dwayne Goins has made a statement that he too can run the football, even though he had about 900 yards less in the total rushing statistics than Robertson. Right ahead on first down inside the 25. This is David Smith, the junior fullback, on the carry.
A lot of people have speculated Goins will be more of a receiver, slot back kind of guy in college, but he'll definitely be playing on Saturday. He's a highly recruited young man, and with all his athletic skills, his future is very bright.
Robertson, meantime, 20 carries for 69 yards today. 2nd and 5. Parker is the deep back. And Clint Lawson in at quarterback. And this is Mario Whitaker on the carry. Takes it down as Alan Waddell has now started to bring some of his other seniors who haven't seen that much action this year, Whitaker and Lawson. Now, Lawson did a very capable job subbing in for the injured Roderick Johnson in the playoffs. And Lawson is running the offense now, and there's Mario Whitaker, you see, number 15. Stephen Lee has come in, a senior at center, and that's the kind of guy Alan Waddell is. Try to get all his kids some playing time as the clock ticks down on another state championship season for the folks on 31st Street. Here's Goins. Another carry for Dwayne Goins on 3rd and 4, and he's a little bit shy of the first down as Paul Howard makes the stop. 2-yard gain, and it brings up 4th down.
Craig, let's talk about Coach Waddell a minute. What does he do? You know, we've heard the rumors, just I'm sure you have, about him possibly being offered the defensive line coach at Texas. Does he take that job, or does he stay at Lamar?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, Alan Waddell will tell you he hasn't been offered anything like that.
Right,
but rumors certainly persist. There is no secret of the fact that Alan Waddell would like to coach at the collegiate level in some capacity someday. I'm sure right now he's really thrilled about coaching his 3rd straight state championship team. Here's Jerron Reed on 4th down. And did he get enough for the first down? Might have been stopped by Andrew Keener. Denison may get the football back with 91 seconds left in the season. Jerron Reed done for the day, and he did an outstanding job as well. The running backs for Lamarque, the twin tailbacks, leading the assault for Alan Waddell's Cougars. And this one might be the most satisfying of the 3 state championships because, quite frankly, I don't think Lamarque was favored in many folks' minds.
Well, not only that, Craig, you've been to 4 straight state championships. Every year the pressure, the expectations are so high. If you don't get back to the state championship, whether it be the quarterfinals, semifinals, whatever, the season wasn't as good as it should have been. So I think the more they continue to get to the state championship, the better coaching job it takes to get back.
Chris Robertson is run out of bounds on 1st down for Denison. Adrian Miles makes the tackle. Well, they have started to perfect this state championship thing now at Lamarque. They lost the first 2 times, falling to Stephenville in Austin and here in Houston in 93 and 94. In the last 3 seasons, they have not been stopped. 2nd down and 5. Minute 25 to go. Robertson again, close to the first down, maybe a little bit short. Clock moves, a minute 18 to go. As I mentioned, Lamarque actually finished in 3rd place in its district. Texas City was the district champion and went on to win the 4A Division I state title. Lamar Consolidated claimed 2nd place. They beat Lamarque. That was the last time the Cougars lost this year. Their 3rd loss this year was to John Tyler. That's not a bad defeat, and that was 35-32. We've got a timeout, or rather moving the chains for the first down now.
Well, Craig, they've gotten better every week through the season and then into the playoffs, and the teams that peak in the playoffs usually end up being the state champions.
Here's Riddick on the run, and Terrence Riddick is close to a first down. We're inside a minute to go. Well, they finished 3rd, but like you said, in the playoffs, they picked up right where they left off. The only other 3rd place team to win a state championship was Plano in 1994, which defeated Katy at Kyle Field in the Division I bracket. And of course, Katy won its first ever 5A state championship last week in beating Longview to complement a 1A crown of 1959. Swing pass here. Upfield, off the pass to Bashari Turner. Clock moves at 25 seconds. Will stop the clock to move the chains. 11-yard gain. Denison would like to get it into the end zone to at least get on the scoreboard, but Lamarque is going to be state champion again, and already the crowd starting to form around Alan Waddell, and he's got the shirt on that says the team of the 90s, and I don't think there's any question about it now. 5 trips to the state championship and 3 state titles more than any other 4A team this decade. Final play of the game, Terrence Riddick throws, Howard run out of bounds, and Lamarque has done it. 3 state championships in a row for Allen Waddell and the Cougars. Final score, Lamarque 17 and Denison nothing.